Hi everybody, I'm still Krystman from Trace 5.
And I'm still Clusterfox.
And this is still the German Nationals. Right now I think everybody's kind of feeling the wear and tear over the last 3 days.
Yeah, everybody's starting to get really tired.
Yep. But now it's the lower bracket semi-finals, and we're going to see Bantwins playing against Asger from Denmark. Bantwins from Belgium, we already saw him previously. Also, Asger has been also doing really great in this tournament. Top placed on Swiss rounds, I think.
Yes, he was the first player in Swiss, the King of Swiss.
The King of Swiss, indeed.
And he's playing Haley and Matee, I believe.
Mm-hmm. No, wait. Well, it's right there. It's yeah. So I think it's yeah. So, but it seems like Bantwins is going to be playing Val now, right?
Yes, and this is one that we haven't seen yet.
Okay, so is there anything special about this Val that we have to know?
Not really. He's really good at playing with Deuces Wild.
That's an interesting splash in Val.
Well, it gives you money and credits.
Yeah, it's a good card. I love to play it, yeah.
And also you can do things like in the last game, he was just telling me between the rounds that he was playing against the rules crazy dedicated response team deck again. So he ran on a server with the Deuces Wild exposed run, hits a price deck, and then removes the tag with it.
Oh yeah. You can remove the tag with it. Yeah, you sometimes forget about this, but it's but you can pull it off, and it's sometimes it helps.
And it's all in the window before you can resolve this judge, so it's all fine. But there's nothing really special about it. It's just good stuff, Val. And as we mentioned a few rounds ago, the problem is that Brian just doesn't make mistakes.
He is very good at this game. He plays very methodically, and he remembers everything. He kind of like has his eye on all of the outs and possibilities. But so does Asger.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of like a really, really good matchup here that I'm really eager to see how this will play out. Asger, of course, we saw probably Euros.
Yep.
He was in a top cut for a very, very long time.
Indeed.
He did extremely well there. So both players who had an incredible season behind them, and certainly at the top of their game.
So for anybody that's watching that doesn't know the new Matee Mukundu identity, what it does is it's a Jinteki identity that once per turn, when the runner approaches a server, any server, Matee can install an ice from their hand.
Like as the final ice.
As the final ice.
And then the runner approaches that ice. They can still jack out if there was ice installed on a server already. Funny enough, if there was no ice installed there, they cannot jack out.
Nope, they have to encounter the ice.
So that's why Bantwins likes to play this as a kind of like asset spam protection. You just install everything, and then if they run, you can like make them run to something nasty. Seems like both players are taking a mulligan though. We'll both want to make sure that they have a good starting hand against each other. Asger playing on the one playmat. The one. This is the one.
The best one.
The best one.
Also, cash refresh. It's the last round is.
It's actually happening. We had an 18 players cash refresh tournament happening at the same time. It wasn't the one where people would drop from Top Cut would drop into it. There was also no bidding, so it was a regular cash refresh tournament. All right, and a handshake, and we begin with a mandatory draw.
Okay.
Asger, of course, is he's a kind of a fiddly player. He likes to shuffle his cards and everything. But yeah, there's an install in front of HQ and then nothing else. Wow.
I don't know what happened.
He just got credits.
Okay.
So yeah, the purple one is I think a 5 credit token.
It's 3.
3 credit token. No, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, so that he got 2 credits, so he is now at 7.
Asger throwing up his hands.
Bantwins installs all of the economy at the same time.
Having money is good, apparently.
It pays off.
Yeah.
In the long run, especially. Okay, so Asger preparing a remote server. Interestingly, maybe he just got like his surveyor right there. We see at least 2 agendas on his hand.
injecting.
And then Asger is like being hyped. Oof. Okay, 2 breakers down in the bin, but also drawing a turning wheel, and also the exposed the credentials thing.
It was falsified credentials and a turntable.
Turntable, right?
It's been a long weekend for everybody.
Yeah,
even for the judges.
There's so many things that turn in this game. It's
So do we know, is Asger's deck a sort of Glacier Mati, or is it...
I think it's a pretty standard from what I saw. Standard meaning like he creates like this unrunnable server and then has a bunch of upgrades in there that force people to run against nasty ice multiple times in order to get through. And
things like Anansi's and code replicators and...
Yep. And then of course surveyors, of course, as well. Very, very popular in these MTE decks. So Bantwins relentlessly, I talked to him so many times about putting his credits on a playmat.
But he doesn't.
But it's like, this is the one thing, wow, look at this celebrity gift. That's one hell of a gift there.
That's a lot of agendas.
That's kind of like the game right there on his hand.
That's a very ballsy play.
I mean, sometimes you need the money, right? And also the surveyor kind of like disencourages running on stuff. Although Bantwins is so rich, he could actually pull it off.
I've talked to him about this as well, why he does this, puts credits on his identity.
Yeah.
It's because apparently that if he's looking at his hand...
Now the agenda.
Nisei.
Oof. Yeah, so when he's looking at his hand...
When he's looking at his hand and he looks at his credits...
So it's a strategic play, so people can tell if he's checking his credits, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now he scored a Nisei Mark II here. Asger having some bad luck with seeing a lot of agendas early on.
Yeah, Asger is very much flooded. It's very unfortunate as well.
R&D still unprotected, but there's the survey on. It's kind of interesting that Bantwins run on R&D, kind of like forcing Asger to install that surveyor maybe on R&D to protect it, but Asger decided against it. It's also nice to see the hand of MT when you play against MT, because you can kind of really strategically plan. You see the ice, you know what kind of ice they can install, and you can even maybe force them to install it somewhere where they don't want to have it.
More ice and money. I would assume, I don't know what that was. Could have been the surveyor,
or something that he drew into. You would survey on HQ? I don't know.
If you're holding 3 agendas.
Yeah, definitely. If the game is on hand, then a legwork can maybe just close it off. So I don't know if he has legwork. Probably doesn't have legwork.
I don't think so. He plays turning wheel.
So we see the Deuces Wild, the spicy tech. But he plays a Dirty Laundry instead? Or did I just miss? No, there's the Deuces Wild. Running on R&D and seeing the
code replicator.
Yep. So that's one of the nasty upgrades that lets you encounter something twice.
I don't know what he's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, his board state perhaps.
Mining accident.
Mining accident. That's a good one. Will Asger decides to pay for this? So 5 credits down the drain. I wonder, it's kind of fascinating that Bantwins doesn't go for the HQ where all the agendas are.
I think it's because he doesn't have the MK Ultra. I think he has the Black Orchestra and the Paperclip, but not the other one.
So he's afraid of the survey, perhaps? Oh, scarcity out. That's good. Bantwins likes to joke. If there's a person late in the game that doesn't have a board state, then here it is, having 0 board state.
And this often happens to Brian, that he wins without even having to install anything.
I mean, it's funny enough, Netrunner is a weird game where this can be a strong position, because you have nothing to lose. He does have a bunch of stuff in archives though, so that's kind of like semi-board state. There's a potential for him to grab some breakers.
What's he going to
where
run?
though? Is it archives? It's archives.
Yep.
Still thinking.
Slow and methodical.
Yeah. There's a lot of options here. Oh, that's good.
There's the turntable.
There's a turntable. So will this come into play in this game, do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, it allows him to win with 3 agendas, technically. Like, whatever agendas he accesses, he will have 3 agendas, right?
That's true.
Wow.
Because there's Surveyor, there's no Obokata.
Okay, so the Surveyor is the authorized. You are right, after all. So that's going to be a Strength 4 Surveyor.
Which isn't that much of a problem.
Yep, there's MK Ultra.
Okay, so I was wrong. He did have the MK Ultra.
And then that's going to be the
Thimble Rig.
Thimble Rig. And then installing a Black Orchestra.
Yes. And Thimble Rig is a very interesting piece of ice because, as you're going to be able to see shortly, you can move it around. And it still costs 3 credits every time for Black Orchestra to break it. So
Yep, it's good solid tax. And it's very flexible. Finally, they figured out how to make positional ice work in Jinteki.
Exactly.
Took them just like 4 years?
Yeah.
5 years? No, more.
Every time you want to play things like...
Okay, so that could be just 1 access and he couldn't win the game now. We saw there's 2 Future Perfects on hand for Asger. So this is some bad news for your car sharing plans.
Well, we discussed it before, and Brian, if he wins this one,
Yes.
will have to play against Marcellus
Yes.
in the losers finals,
Yes.
which he's pretty sure he can't win anyway.
Okay.
So if he comes out against Marcellus, he's going to concede against Marcellus.
Oh, wow. So then that would mean then Marcellus would play against Ollie in the finals.
Yes.
Asger's getting credits. Kind of holding on to the seat of his pants. Wow. Just running R&D. Interesting. So maybe forcing the empty install, or just forcing him to
Spend money.
to spend money to rest stuff. If there's a second Surveyor on HQ, that would be probably a good choice and also very expensive to break. Okay, there's a Anansi Res.
And this is going to be very expensive.
So Bantwins currently at 15 credits. Asger down to 3 now.
And a bad pub.
That's true. Wait. Yeah, because Val, right.
Brian having a good long think about how he's going to, if he wants to just run through it and not care about the cards in hand or break it.
Well, as we say in Germany, it's a nice card, but it just doesn't have any stopping power. In Anzi, I mean.
I don't know what's happening.
I think they let it fire.
Aha.
So that means Asger can draw a bunch of cards and then do something.
He can reorder the top 5 cards of R&D.
Yeah.
He can draw one, and then he can do a net damage.
Yes.
And the runner can pay a credit to draw a card, I think. And if you don't break all the subroutines on an Nancy, it does 3 net damage.
Yep. So you can draw cards, but you also get 4 net damage in total if everything fires. And then something is on top now, which now Asger can also draw.
Yes. And then 1 net damage.
There's got to be some I had worse in this deck, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay, that does basically no damage. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, so drawing up with a I had worse. So this was actually pretty good, although sniping the Falsified is actually pretty nice. So because the problem with this kind of deck is you can install advance, and maybe put an NGO in there and forcing runs through some impossible server, create a scoring window. Okay, So I think I would assume Bantwins. Oh, he does access. Interesting, but it's just a. Oh, that will take some time for this NGO, not NGO, for this IPO to make a difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a Deuces Wild for draw.
I think he's holding a Data Sucker as well.
Yeah. Ooh, a Data Sucker is good here. Wow, still not running on HQ, even though the win is right there. Oh.
I think he's too scared of the double Surveyor.
Could be. Or he's just taking his time. You know, it doesn't go anywhere anyway.
Ooh, that's one of the weird grids, right?
Yeah, that's the grid that allows you to rearrange our cards during a run, I think. And so that allows you to then, I think, that allows you to kind of like encounter the same surveyor over and over again as you go through the server, which is incredible and incredibly annoying and makes you kind of like really want to choke yourself.
One Bad City Good, is that the one? Yeah.
I think that's the one. Also, I used it. I was playing Geist with GPI NetTap, and I was using GPI NetTap to farm tokens on Amakua. And somebody used this grid very well of preventing me from farming tokens because
of the ice cut being a res dice.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, there's potential there.
Oh boy.
Oh dang, that's a rebirth into Omar now.
The 2 thumbs up from Ryan Bantwins. Here
there
we go.
go.
That's definitely Omar.
And then, yeah, I think there's going to be Omar run on HQ now, right? That you can just win the game immediately. He's actually getting the Omar ID, making us wait.
And as Asger, you don't commit ice to R&D. Haley. There.
What's the Haley up there? Can you even?
No.
No.
It has to be.
Oh yeah, right. It's not DJ Fenris. It's a different thing. Wait, he does have a click, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he actually commits ice to it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, he's desperate. He can lose the game right here.
Envelope.
What does that do again?
It does a net damage and something.
Oh yeah, it's like 2 separate teams. It's actually pretty good.
It's all right.
It's a low cost, like 4 credits, not too big. 3 strength.
It's sort of like the Sentry Enigma.
Yeah. And then, yep, Saigen for the win. This could end just here. Oof. What would you bid as Bantwins?
1.
I'm gonna say 0. Always bid 0. Zero! Oh, dang! Oh.
Better Psychic player.
I win and Bantwins also wins. So yeah, this means Bantwins will play against Marcellus, and there might be some weird decisions because of the carpooling situation.
Yes, unfortunately we do have to go because otherwise we won't be home on time. We still have quite a drive ahead of us.
We will keep you guys posted on what will happen in the future, but now we're going to move on to the next game. See you in a bit.
Yes, thank you everybody and enjoy. Bye.
Bye-bye.